Right, so wow, the Grizzlies have suspended Ja Morant for a game. Obviously, seeing that Amazon Prime game last night, Ja Morant just looked out of it. I made this funny tweet: "Why is Ja Morant cosplaying as a three-point shooter on a Halloween night?" I mean, he went 0 for 6 from three. He's getting baited to shooting threes. Just looked disengaged all game. There was a play or a clip where he literally was not being a leader, which he's getting paid the big bucks to be the leader of this Grizzlies team, and he's just like there's this whole like timeout going along, and he's like disengaged, like on the opposite side, just not looking like at the coach or not listening to whatever is going on. He just looked like out of it. John Morant, I don't know what was going on. And John Morant, brother, kind of getting this like potential like coach's killer thing. Because remember last season, the Taylor Jenkins thing and the way Thomas Islo is going right now, a lot of times nowadays teams choose the players over the coaches. And obviously the Grizzlies have struggled mightily this season. And it's like, dude, how many times are you going to continuously go to choose the player's side over the coaches when it's John Morant, who I'm a big fan of. But John Morant has considerably gotten worse at the sport of basketball for the last couple of seasons. Now, his playmaking has gotten up, but his scoring has decreased. He's no longer as elite as he was at the rim. He's gotten, I feel like, worse, it feels like, every single year from three, and potentially from mid-range as well if you look at the numbers. But just from the eye tests, John Morant, a couple years ago from three, he was like league average. And then outside of that, it's just gone downhill. He's dealt with his fair share of injuries off the court, the whole gun thing, the whole IG Live thing. It just all went crashing down for John Morant. Now, Shams did quote tweet this as well. But yeah, it's for contract detrimental to the team. Now, it wasn't just that. It was also according to Shams, the suspension comes as a result of Grizzlies coach Thomas Isolo challenging Morant's leadership and effort in a post-game exchange after the loss to the Lakers on Friday night, to which Morant responded in a tone deemed inappropriate. So, yeah, just not ideal. Just a lot of frustration out for John Morant. Thomas Isolo was the assistant last season for a majority of the season, and they followed Taylor Jenkins right at the end of the season before the playoffs, kind of right before the Denver Nuggets did, not kind of, actually, right before the Denver Nuggets did, firing Mike Malone and bringing in I always get this incorrect because of his I always get this incorrect because of his father, David Adelman. I was literally about to say Rick Adelman. But yeah, John Morant, brother, it needs to improve, dog. It needs to improve. The Grizzlies also tweeted this out as well. Statement on John Morant. Memphis Grizzlies have suspended John Morant for one game for contract detrimental. Now, their next game is against the Toronto Raptors tomorrow, Sunday night at 6 o'clock. So they'll be out, John Morant. Grizzlies, man, y'all have a good amount of first-round picks to look forward to recently. In this upcoming draft, in the 2026 draft, which is Hilton is really good. You have Cedric Howard look great this season. You have Zach Edey coming in sometime throughout the season. So you have Jalen Wells. I know he struggled, but the defense will always be there for Jalen Wells. And he started to get it off at the tail end of the game against the Lakers. Brandon Clark, we don't know how long he'll be out for, but there's interesting pieces on his team. Grizzlies fans, you guys want to trade John Morant. I'm seeing a lot of people on my timeline, Grizzlies fans, kind of very disappointed in John Morant. Just not to call him childish or anything like that, but the guy is how old now? He's getting paid how much? Supposed to be the face of your franchise. He looks so disinterested. He's 26 years old. John Morant, man, he's got to be better. And the fact is, it's not like, oh, you can just put up with this because he's playing so well. John Morant is not playing very well this season. That's the problem with all this. And maybe that was him leading to some frustration and something with the offense or something like that as well, because there was a problem with the offense last year. He was looking like a role player. Then they changed coaches, and he looked a lot better when Thomas Islo was the head coach. And now he's putting up 23 and close to 7 on 40% from the field. But wait, it gets worse as he's shooting 15.6% from 3 on over 5 attempts a game. But wait, it somehow gets worse because if you look at his true shooting percentage, he has a 51.5% true shooting percentage, which would be easily the lowest in his NBA career, up there with the second year of his career, which is at 53.7. Yeah, it's not great at all. It's a guy that has a 33.9% usage rate, which would be the third most of his career. So John needs to be better. Jaren needs to be better, especially because I'll always get on him for the fouls, for the lack of rebounding, and just a lack of aggression. I feel like yesterday in the second half of the game, they had no DeAndre Ayton. Jackson Hayes minutes to the 5, and you still weren't able to score in the third quarter. Majority of the fourth quarter, and you have your point guard, John Morant, again, cosplaying as a three-point shooting 6 threes and forcing things. John Morant, you need to get to the rim down here. You need to be an elite against the rim. You need to be averaging, John Morant should be averaging no less than 6 free throw attempts per game. Like, and what is John Morant averaging this season in terms of free throw attempts? Off the top of my head, I have no idea. But yeah, John Morant is averaging he's averaging 5.8. So, right around where he should be, to be honest. But anywhere from like 6 to 8, really. The way he drives, like, yeah, John Morant, you don't need to pick and choose your threes. Sometimes you're getting baited to shoot threes. The mid-range shot needs to improve. The playmaking's taking the lead the last couple of years. Obviously, you need to have Zach Edey back, which will help in the pick and roll. But damn, John Morant, this is a bad look, brother. Only one game. He's been suspended multiple times now. Very talented individual. Then I'm seeing Heat fans as a Heat fan, but like, oh, I've seen a script before Jimmy Butler, and there was this whole post, and it's very, very hysterical. The first one, Jimmy Butler tonight, and it's just him looking disengaged in a game. His teammates right here, and they're all standing up in the middle of a game, and he's just sitting down. And then there's John Morant during Grizzlies timeout, just looking disengaged, hand on his hips during a timeout. As I'm seeing, funny enough, Cam Spencer with a basketball in his hand. And then there was the Shams Charania tweet. Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler has been suspended for 7 games for multiple instances of conduct detrimental to the team over the course of the season, and particularly the last several weeks. Memphis Grizzlies star John Morant has been suspended 1 game for conduct detrimental to the team. John Morant is very talented. I'm seeing Grizzlies fans saying, oh, trade Jaren and Triple J for 12 first-round picks. I don't think they're going to get that. So John Morant on this for the rest of his not for the rest of his career. John Morant's contract is in year 3 of a 5-year, $197 million contract, as all fully guaranteed in the NBA, baby. He has 39.4 this year, 42.1 the year after that, and 44.8. Again, his play has decreased over the last couple of seasons. He is injury prone. He does have character concerns. He does have immaturity concerns, and I don't think you'll get anything more than like 3 first-round picks for him. Funny enough, I know Bane just went for 4, but there are legitimate concerns about John Morant's game that, yeah, 39, 42, and 44, and just for the hell of it, let's talk about Jaren Jackson Jr. as well, whose contract at the very minimum, he is in year 1 of that Supermax deal that he just signed, 5 years, 205, coming off a DPOY 2 years ago. Just also deals with his fair share of injuries as well, and he also is at points erratic on the court. That is, not on the court, not off the court. I don't know anything about Jaren off the court. Only thing I knew about him outside of the Grizzlies that he went to MSU with Tommy Izzo. Outside of that, don't ever hear anything bad about Jaren Jackson Jr. Shout out to bro. But yeah, year 1 of the Jaren Jackson Jr. contract, 5 years, 205, average annual value of 41, 49 this year, 50.5 the year after that, 52 the year after that, and then a player option in 2029, 2030, and his age 30 season for $53.5 million. So I think you can probably get 3 first-round picks like pretty easily for the both of them if the Grizzlies want to tear it down. But you want to tear it down, like, again, you have these guys, you have good auxiliary pieces. I don't know. They're 3-3 so far, but I don't know. I'm really enough, like, decently. I decently do like this Grizzlies team, to be quite frank. I mean, look at the team. I mean, they have interesting guys, Just looking at young guys, the Jalen Wells of the world, the Cedric Howers, even my dog out of UConn. It's not really, he was pretty old when last year in, what's it called, at UConn, coming from either North or South Dakota State. But Kim Spencer, and you have G.G. Jackson, well, I'll never give up on. You have Vince Williams Jr.'s decently up there. He's been like 26, 27 or something like that. And you still have Ty Jerome, you signed in the offseason, and he hasn't played a game yet. He's out with an injury. And you traded for KCP in the Davis and Bane contract. And then you're starting center Jack Lindell, who's honestly been surprisingly good this season. But yeah, you saw the Aldama still, he just re-signed. So this wasn't a team that was thought that it would be predicated on having these conversations after doing what they did in the offseason, giving Jaren Supermax and paying Santi Aldama and trading away Desmond Bane potentially. That was to pay the both of them, though. But anyways, John Morant's been suspended for 1 game. Hopefully he can bounce back. Bad look so far, but are we giving up on Demetrius, a.k.a. John Morant? In my humble opinion, I say no. Does he need to improve? Absolutely. But, yeah, again, dog, John Morant, man, you need to be better. As, like, with his character and also his play on the court as well, which is just so damn frustrating. But John Morant, dog, you got to be better. Again, Grizzlies fans, how you guys feel about this? Let me know all of that down below. But yeah, brutal, 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 brutal.